Hey, good afternoon. Merry Christmas. It's a good Christmas for us to be here in Barnsley. We're happy to be here. And Gauthier, you want to just give a little kickoff?
Yeah, so as Adam introduced everybody to you, so you have not all the investor of the new consortium taking over the club, but most of them. And on the PowerPoint on our right, they will be able to present to you the new ownership structure of the football club, and then the composition of the new board, and then we'll be able to explain to you their vision for the future of the club.
Right. Thank you very much for coming in today, and we are very excited to announce we have finalized the transaction to invest to Barnsley. And Barnsley, is one of the oldest club in England and have their city identity and culture, and we are looking forward to work with the team, the management, and also Parekh and Chien's family, and also with the player and coach, and try to bring the team to the next level. And also we're looking forward work with the town and city and try to build something together.
So we're really happy to be here. Our other businesses are in media, entertainment, hospitality, and we got into European football June of last year, and we bought control of OGC Nice in France. And for us, it was a very similar situation with Barnsley, where it was a team with a good tradition, passionate fan base, great coach, and just needed a little bit of help on the commercial side, needed some help on the internationalization of the club. And our philosophy toward football is very disciplined. We, just like in Nice, we keep a balanced budget, but we believe that with our other resources, we can drive revenue to clubs. We can improve the fan experience with clubs. We can enhance a club that has a good academy and further enhance that. And what we did in Nice was the same, where we dramatically improved the revenue of the club in our first year. With that increase in revenue, we complemented the squad. We built a brand new training facility and an academy. We improved the fan experience, so more fans are coming, more fans are having a good time, and the performance improved. So after our first year investing in Nice, the club finished third for the first time in 43 years in France, and made it into the Champions League for the first time in its history. And so we're going to keep a similar model here. We're going to be disciplined. We're going to balance the budgets. We're not going to do anything crazy, but we want to grow the club year after year. Our goals are very simple. We want to stabilize the team in the championship, enhance the fan experience, deepen the squad, and our belief is through the commercialization, internationalization of the team, everyone will benefit, the club, the fans, and the town. And so we're happy to be here. And we also just want to thank Parekh and James. This is really one of the best run clubs in England. It's a disciplined club that balances its budget. And it's been part of Parekh's life's work. He saved the club. He rebuilt the club. The club's achieved great accomplishments beyond its means. And so this is also, I think, we're here because of Parekh and James and Chien and what the whole club has built over the last 14 years. With that, we'll open it up.
Mr. Conway, could you tell us how much this takeover is worth? How much does it cost you and all of you to come into Barnsley?
We're not going to get into the details of the financial side, but we're basically, this is still a local club. So the new investors will control 80%. The Crine family will continue to control 20%. And our goal is you'll see a growth in resources and revenue year after year.
And how in the takeover does the ground, Oakwell itself and the ground that obviously surrounds here, do you own that? Who's in charge of it?
Yeah, that's a fair question. So we have an option for 6 months to bring the 50% of the grounds that's controlled by the Chien family back into the club. And that's something we expect to do in a reasonable period of time.
One of the headline makers who's not here is Billy Beane. What's his role in this consortium, both financially and going forward? What input will he have?
Sure. So Billy is an investor in the deal. He's a well-known full-time baseball executive in the U.S. I think part of the attraction of Barnsley is that James and Parekh embraced some of his sports philosophies and analytics, and Barnsley has seen the positive results of that. Our goal is to give James, who is also becoming a board member of the club, more resources so that he can then expand that and broaden even to more target locations.
Just changing tack then, you were talking a moment ago about spending. Fans will obviously want to know, particularly as regards first team issues. Can you give us an impression as to the type of investment that will go into the first team? And how would you characterize it?
I think the way to characterize it is that the investment is living within the club's means. And so as we did in Nice, as we grew the revenue and resources of the club, you saw a similar growth in investment in the squad and in the academy too, which we see just as important. Within January, we're going to be active, but we'll be disciplined, and we won't do anything crazy, but we're looking to supplement the squad.
Because of the relationship clearly now that Barnsley will have with Nice, will there be players coming over from there to here and I suppose going in the other direction?
Yeah, I think we have interesting different international resources, entertainment, hospitality, in different parts of the world where the growth of the media revenue for English football is all going, Asia, the US, etc. So similar to what we've done in Nice, you will expect us to bring in some of our resources and other partners to complement the club and expand the resources of Barnsley.
We were talking a few months ago about Oakwell itself, the stadium. What plans are there then going forward, possibly then for redevelopment? We're across the other side of the stadium to the west stand. Fans have known for a long time that needs some work doing on it. Is that part of the long-term thinking?
Well, currently we don't own the stadium, but obviously in the upcoming months, we're going to do some detailed research on what's the best use and plans for the stadium. But we think it's a great stadium. It needs a little bit of improvements here and there, but we have no major plans of making any dramatic changes.
And just finally then, in terms of team affairs going forward, how important is it to you that Paul Heckingbottom stays and will be staying for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, so as I kicked off, one of the reasons we were really attracted to Barnsley was the existing team. We don't live in Nice. We're probably not going to move to Barnsley. However, the team has a really good staff, and that's both Paul, it's Gauthier, Robert, James, and that's one of the reasons we're here, is because it's a good match for us because the local team is great. You know, Paul's a local guy. He's done a great job with limited resources. We're not going to come in with anything dramatic, but over time we'll expand those resources. And he's an important part of the team. We're a big fan of him.
I'm right in thinking, just as a final point, that's how you've done it at Nice, isn't it? You know, the president is still the president. The ground staff, as it were, is still as it was when you took over.
Yeah, there's been the existing team is still there. We've added some staff as the team's needs and resources grow, and that's a similar plan we have here. Thank you.
Thank you. Could I ask if there are any plans for Billy Beane to have any major input into the day-to-day running or long-term future of Barnsley Football Club?
Well, Billy's an investor in the deal, but he's got his own full-time job. I think his philosophies, having him in this is important because it brings a unique philosophy and knowledge base to the club. But he's a very well-known key executive with the A's, and he's going to continue to be an executive of the A's. But one of the reasons we're here is because we saw a matching of philosophies.
What does he hope to get out of this then? Because it's quite a big departure from what he's used to.
Well, he's very passionate about European football, and he sees, and James, who's had incredible success here, identifying talent, he sees the same opportunity.
Do we expect to see him visit anytime soon?
I think he'll. He's a fan. I think you'll see him here at some point.
And to the rest of the front table, whoever would like to take this question, given what you achieved at Nice, realistically, what's the ambition for Barnsley Football Club?
I think we have the same goal, for Barnsley, and we are long-term investor. We try to, make Barnsley more international and using our resources, our network, and some experience in Nice to do the similar things, like academy. We are very pro young player. So that's what we are. And also is I want to make sure the cup is local cup. We want to keep the culture, local culture. The cup is belong to the people of Nice. We will work with the local culture, the city, the council to make this happen. Is
this potentially a tougher challenge than what you took on in France?
I think there's challenges with any business. I think we have a nice diversified group here of people with different skill sets from different parts of the world. I think we feel very highly confident of our ability for success because we know we can bring resources. We can't determine the results on the pitch, but we can bring resources. Those resources can improve an academy. Those resources can improve a squad. Those resources can improve a fan experience. As more of that ecosystem improves, we believe the club and squad and team and fan experience will grow with it.
And Ms. Sung, if I can ask you as well, what is your role in this and what do you hope to achieve?
I'm very appreciated that I'm back again because I actually come to study in UK since I was 10. And I always say I'm very appreciated with my experience and I always want to bring back all the things I learned from here back to China. And in this company, I think I would say one of my biggest role, even in these doing the educations and entertainments, how to bring back the culture that we learned from here back to China and doing a lot of different entertainments such as animations or even to brand buildings, from Hong Kong, China to UK or to France. Thank you.
Hi, just wanted to ask, how did it all sort of start off then? Where did the negotiations start? Who made the first?
Yeah, that's a fair question. We've looked at different opportunities in England and nothing got to the finish line. When we heard the Barnsley story, we thought it was too good to believe because we've looked at a lot of what I would say badly run clubs. And when we heard what was going on, it intrigued us. Once we saw some of the results, both financially, but also on the player investment side, it almost looked a little bit too good to be true. But as we've been here 8 or 9 times, as we've learned more and spent more time with Parekh and his family, this is the right deal for us because it fits our skill sets. We know what we can achieve here. We know what we can add. But this is, I think, one of the best run clubs in England.
And for you, do you feel, obviously it's a business decision, but do you feel there's a bit of heart in it as well? The fact that, the culture of the town and everything that you've spoken about?
This is as dedicated of a group of directors, executives, staff, and fans that we've seen here. And what we're trying to bring is that little extra push that helps the team achieve more.
How well do you work together? Do you feel you work quite well together?
Yeah,
Obviously.
so we've at least three of us have done numerous transactions together, and I think we've had some early success in Nice. But we're disciplined people. We're not going to do anything crazy, but we believe year after year we can improve performance, but we'll take our time.
And for yourselves, how much have you learned about the culture as Barnsley is a place and a town in
Sure.
this negotiation?
We've learned quite a bit.
Patrick showed us a lot.
Right.
No, he showed us a lot, like the love, like the Christian city, which is where the first Christian actually from Barnsley to China, and all the love that Patrick have with the city, and all the work that he gave to us to say we have to develop the city with the team together. It's not only about business to Patrick, and he showed a lot to us, right?
But there's a lot going on here. There's a brand new entertainment center opening up in a year or so, right down the street. There's a lot of activity, but we see it's one of the few towns left in England where you have one football team as kind of the core of a lot of the passion. And what our goal is to continue to expand the club's role within the town. It's a give and give back type situation.
So does that excite you? Obviously, James Hudson-Taylor you were speaking about, obviously Chinese missionary from Barnsley, went to China. The college as well has got a lot of connections with Chinese, spoke about entertainment and things like that. Does that excite you as well, the fact there's connections?
Of course, I always want to come back and work do something together in UK, because that's where I grew up and I really appreciate it. I think most of my life experience is actually from UK. And I always want to see what I can bring it back to my own country and do more. Let's say Barnsley is a city that is somewhere you can see all the British culture, and Patrick showed us the love about how British actually welcoming all the different international people and giving you to show you the mentality and the love of their own city.
The goal was obviously to consolidate in the championship. Where do you see the club in sort of 5 or 10 years' time? Obviously, fans of the new takeover will be very excited and maybe ambitious to get closer to the Premier League. Where do you see it?
I think we have to live within our resources. And so right now we have to really stabilize in the championship. We have to further build out the academy. I think you'll see some short-term benefits, but then also you'll see some longer-term benefits. And then we just have to readdress the situation every year to see where we are. And as we work our way up the table, we can look at expanding the business plan. But we're not going to do anything crazy here. We're going to continue making sure the budget is balanced. I don't know how impressive that's been. It's not easy to see that in the championship and even with some Premier League teams. So balancing the budget, living within our resources, but then growing them each year, bit by bit, and then with our aspirations growing with that.
You obviously come in a week or two before the January transfer window, which will be important for the club. Was that important to you to get it done before then?
Well, there's always windows. There's always major decisions. I think the club has been well run. And so we will look to enhance the squad, but we will be disciplined about it. We'll look for the right types of players for Barnsley that fit right into the system, but we're not going to do anything crazy.
You spoke about the internationalization of the club and also improving the fan experience. Can you just go into a bit more detail about what might be different for fans?
Sure, I'll just give you an example. We just got back, we were in Nice this weekend. And what we want to do is encourage the fans to come earlier and stay later. And we just need to do a better job of creating reasons for that. And so Nice this season created a family activity zone outside the stadium where a small football pitch, kicking, some small prizes. This weekend it was pictures with Santa there and a Santa hat giveaway. There was 20,000 people there at least 2 hours before the game. And guess what? That adds to the atmosphere. That adds to the excitement. It brings in different types of fans. So we should look at all the potential fans out there, bring more fans in, but also give the fans that come here a broader experience.
All about Barnsley maybe becoming a bit of a feeder club. It needs doing it so well. What would you say about that?
I think any investment we do is its own independent investment, but we will look for sharing of resources when they make sense. And so all the decisions made here at Barnsley will be made for the long-term benefit of Barnsley.
Is it part of a sort of bit of a worldwide portfolio you're trying to develop in terms of clubs across?
We're just looking for interesting opportunities where we think we can add value. And this is a really unique, special opportunity with unique people. And the reason we're here is because of that.
You've probably seen a club not so far away, Huddersfield, and managed to get to the Premier League. I guess that's something that's probably not lost upon all five of you.
I think what's the most impressive of that story is they got there with basically a reasonable business plan. They didn't do anything crazy. And so that's just another example of a team can have success doing things, I would say, the proper way of investing in the academy, developing players, making smart deals. But we're focused on Barnsley and what's right for Barnsley.
But ultimately, that's something that you would strive to replicate over.
Our goal is to grow the club every year.
Can I ask you about Paul Higginbottom? He's obviously an iconic figure.
Sure.
Barnsley, and he's obviously a big part of your future here.
Yeah, we're a big fan of Paul, and that's another reason we're here. We think it's part of the story here, which is unique in English football. You don't see that often these days, of the local ownership, the local manager, lots of local kids. It's very exciting. It's passionate. So we want to help Paul and bring some more resources to him.
The previous owner's spoken quite a lot about being a custodian of the club, and I guess that's something you feel as well, and you're hopefully here for the long haul.
Of course, we're long-term investors. The club is the fans. The club is the town. And I think you can just look at what we've done in 18 months in Nice, and we've been good custodians for both the club and the town, and achieved success by just being disciplined and not doing anything crazy.
Mr. Parekh, can I just ask you, can you tell us a bit about you and your role and your background as well?
Sure, I'm from India. I shuttle between India and the UK right now. I handle my family portfolio in India, but I'm absolutely crazy about football, which is partly the reason I'm here. And I mean, when I came to this deal with the three of them, I saw what was going on in Barnsley, and it was a no-brainer, really. Fantastic town, fantastic club, and honestly, I'm looking to being more involved here.
What are the main types of business that you've been involved in?
So most of the business I do is investments. I handle my family's investment portfolio in India.
And Gauthier, you've obviously been here before these new investors. I mean, how's the transition period been for you, and how do you feel about the future?
I've been here for the last 6 months now. Thanks to Patrick, I joined an exciting project 6 months ago, and now I end up in a more exciting project. So I'm really happy. All I see, it's a huge opportunity for Barnsley Football Club to be able to work on a day-to-day basis with businessmen and women who have been successful in different countries, in different sectors. So it's a huge opportunity for us as a club, as a town, to take the expertise of everybody and to work to bring success to Barnsley.
Did you know them at all from your time in France, or have you just got...
Of course, I knew about the takeover in Nice at the time I was in France, so yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.